Oh, baby, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Gonna be streaming the interview with Piers Morgan with Cristiano Ronaldo. You already know what it is. I'm gonna be streaming it. I'm gonna be reacting to it live while it's on screen. So if you guys want to just chill, watch out, see what has to be said. Obviously, we've all seen the clips, but obviously we're gonna be seeing more today. And yeah, man, let's just sit here and chill, bruv. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm gonna get copyrighted, but it is what it is. I'm risking my channel for you guys, so let's do it. Let's do it. Do you know what I'm saying? But what's everyone saying? Welcome, everyone. It's on Talk TV. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it.
On TV.
Come on, let's get into it, baby. I'm gonna start sharing my screen, so bear with me.
This is Piers Morgan Uncensored, and this is the interview the entire world is...
I don't know if I'm allowed to do this, but if I ain't, then you already know the channel's gonna get wrapped. But if it's not, let's react to it live, baby.
From London, this is Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Welcome to a special edition of Piers Morgan Uncensored. Cristiano Ronaldo is a football megastar. In my opinion, the greatest player to ever grace the game. He's also one of the most famous people on the planet. He's had the toughest year of his life on and off
It's the GOAT. You already know who the GOAT is.
Tragedy and the barrage
Smash the like button, guys.
fans, pundits, even his own coaches. Everyone else has had their say. Now it's his turn, and Cristiano is most definitely uncensored. Cristiano, let me start just by asking you, why are you doing this interview with me?
Because I think it's the time to say something, and because I like you. As simple as that.
Well, don't say that in public.
Alright,
Well, I
so
like you too. I
he's
appreciate it,
definitely
because I think that you've
liking
had to sustain a lot
Piers
of
Morgan.
this year in particular, probably more than at any stage in your career. And I think it's time to set the record straight and to clear up a few things. Not least, I suspect, for the fans of Manchester United. They must be wondering what the hell's been going on.
Oh, as I say many times, the fans, I'm always gonna say good about them. They are the most important things in the football. You play for them.
Come on.
They're always in my side. I feel that every time when I walk in the streets, the fans coming to me and they appreciate what I do for football. And for me, it's the most important in football. The fans, for me, is everything.
It's true.
I want to take you back to last summer. You're at Juventus, and there's massive speculation about where you're going to go. And the big rumour is that you're going to go to Manchester City. So first of all,
I want to see if this is
how
true.
close was that to happening?
Thanks for the sub, man.
Well, honestly, it was close. It was close. It's something that they spoke a lot, and Guardiola say 2 weeks ago, I guess, that they try.
So City
they
did
try
want him.
hard to have me, but as you know, as my history in Manchester United, your heart, your feeling, the history that you did before, make the difference, and of course as well, Sir Alex Ferguson. So
Come on.
I was
Don Dada.
surprised in the same way, but it was conscious decision because the heart speaking loud in that moment.
You were a Manchester United legend. So when you say your heart led you, it's because of that, the history you had with the club and the relationship you maintained.
Who's going to go to the blue
with
side?
Sir
Dead
Alex,
food.
with the fans.
Arab money things.
I think it was
It's
the
on
key.
YouTube, man.
It was
Watch it right here.
the difference in that moment, but I cannot be loyal if I will say that Manchester City wasn't close. But I think I did conscious decision. I don't regret at some point. And as you mentioned before, Sir Alex Ferguson was the key.
Did you spray in his lips
before you?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I spoke with him, And
Man
What did
City
he say
wanted
to you
him,
to
man.
try and persuade you?
he said to me that it's impossible for you to come to Manchester City. And I say, okay, boss. So I
Damn.
took the decisions. And I
So basically, the
repeat
reason
with
he came
very-
back was because Alex
I was
Ferguson
with
just put a phone
conscience
call in.
that
Mad thing.
It was a good decision.
You came back and it couldn't have started better. You played at Old Trafford. Yeah, you
Ah,
won
that was the
4-1
day, man.
against
Newcastle,
You
man.
scored twice.
That was
Alex-
the best day, bro.
Alex was
That
there,
was like, it's like I was
loving it,
10 years
obviously,
old.
The return of the prodigal son. Your mother was there, the return of her own son. Your mother was crying, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
But what a comeback. How did that feel that day when you came off the pitch?
Well, that feeling was amazing, but not only the day of the game. I felt before the week before that everything changed. The world speak about me, Cristiano back home, back where they
MUFC hates
belong.
Ronaldo, boy.
So it was a
Come on, man, cut him some
special
slack.
moment to be back to Manchester United, to perform for our fans, and of course to score 2 goals was the best welcome that I received in Old Trafford. It was memorable day and unbelievable day too.
The Viva Ronaldo chant went out.
Yes, Viva Ronaldo.
You like hearing that?
Be back. Of course I did.
Yeah.
Come on.
As I told you before, the fans for me, they are everything.
2 things happened, I think, within 24 hours of you re-signing for United. One, you broke the all-time record for shirt sales in 24
Come on,
hours.
guys, smash the like
You
button.
actually beat a guy called Messi at PSG. You must have been happy about that.
Of course I do. As you know, I don't follow the records. The records follow me. So it's good. Another one in my book.
And the other one was the
Another
Manchester
one.
United tweet announcing that you were rejoining the club was the most tweeted or most liked tweet, I think, in Twitter history.
It's good. As I told you before, it was a good moment. Nobody expect because things change around, in my opinion, in 72 hours, which is you plan or they spoke, not only Manchester City but other clubs too, spoke about your name that you will change Juventus for another club. But Manchester United wasn't there, wasn't in that pot of that teams, but surprised everybody, even me, to be honest.
After a few weeks, things weren't going well at Manchester United. The club just wasn't firing.
I want to
And
hear
in
his
the end,
opinions on this.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the manager, got sacked. And that's within like 2 months of you coming back. What were you feeling about what was going on at United? And what did you feel generally about the club itself and the state that the club was in compared to when you'd been there before?
Piers, to be honest, when I signed for Manchester United, I thought everything was changed because it's 13 years that I changed.
Nothing changed.
I was in Real Madrid 9 years and 3 in Juventus. And when I arrived, I thought everything will be different. You know, the technology, the infrastructures and everything.
That's the
But
Glazers' fault. That's
I
what
was
that is.
surprised in a bad way, let's say in that way, because I saw everything was the same. And Manchester, it wasn't in that moment that, as you mentioned, that Oli was sacked. Michael Carrick, he assumed the job for 2 games, Villarreal and Chelsea away, and everything was so fast, but surprised me a lot. Instability in the club, everything was kind of the same that I
It hadn't moved on.
No, they stop on a clock, in my opinion, which is something that surprised me.
Mad
I
thing.
didn't expect. And slowly they start to change. Even the windows, the new players, and was tough. Was tough for me because I didn't expect that. And
Because when you were there before, if Manchester United wanted a player under Sir Alex Ferguson, they normally got their man. Right now, it's a very different environment. After many years of failure since Sir Alex retired, United weren't getting the top players anymore. So were you surprised by that dynamic changing as well? Because you would have been used before to them.
United is
they wanting
washed,
top
fam.
players. They got
United
them.
is a washed
I was
club
surprised.
now. We
I
all know what
thought
it is.
when I signed that they signed in that year Sancho and Varane plus me that things will be in the way that Manchester should be. As you mentioned, well, Sir Alex Ferguson left a big gap in the club.
Let's
Not
get
only
Copra,
Sir
I
Alex
hope
Ferguson,
not.
but one person that
I do.
thought make the difference, David Gill, the president, a very, very good man. And the structure around Sir Alex Ferguson was very important too. I knew that Manchester United wasn't the same, but I don't see that it was so big gap, so big things that go through by the last 10 years. And it was the thing that surprised me more, to be honest.
It was little things like even the swimming pool that the players use, the saunas, all these facilities.
To be fair,
Nothing
he
had
was moaning
changed
about this
since
last
you'd
season.
left in 2009.
Nothing changed. Surprisingly, not only the pool, the jacuzzi, even the gym. Even some points, the technology, the kitchen, the chefs, which is I appreciate, lovely persons.
He drew for the chefs, bro.
They stop in a time which is it surprised me a lot. I thought I will see different things, different, as I mentioned before, technology, infrastructure, but unfortunately we see many things that I'm used to see when I was 20, 21, 23, so surprised me a lot.
You'd also, of course, as you said, you've been at Real Madrid and Juventus, where you saw them moving all the time to progress with technology, the latest thing, to improve performance levels. So you were able to compare what you'd experienced there with what was not happening at United.
In United, the progress was zero, in my opinion. To compare with Real Madrid and even Juventus, that they follow the recent world. So the technology, especially the terms of training, nutrition, and conditions of eat properly and to recover better than before, surprised me. Manchester right now, to compare with that club, I think it's behind, in my opinion, which is something that surprised me. A club with this dimension should be in the top of the tree,
facts,
in my
and
opinion.
United fans don't like it, but
they are not. Unfortunately, they are not in that level, but I hope the next years they can reach to be in a top level.
Up next, Ronaldo's scathing verdict on what's gone wrong at Manchester United.
there you go. Obviously, that's just like the first part. So you can obviously see, God damn, why is it so loud? You can obviously see that United has just been run poorly for so many years, man. Like, you know, this is something that I've been vocal about for so long. I think it's just got to a point where, look, man, Ronaldo's going to get a lot of flack for this because of how he said certain things about the manager, and now we're all supporting the manager, and he hasn't exactly been playing well, and it's like, why are you talking about it now? But a lot of the stuff he's saying is so true. He came from a club like Juventus that was forward-thinking, wants to always innovate, technological, all this stuff. And you see in a club that's literally still stuck in 2009. And we wonder why we're not the best club in the world anymore. If you don't move ahead with the times, if you're not investing into the footballing side of the business or the club, you're not going to be where... You're not going to be with them at the big boys. You're not going to be at the big boy table. I'm sorry. Like, and that's what he's trying to say, innit? Like, he's not trying to say anything different. You can hate it because he's Ronaldo, but... Bro, like, that he's speaking out about it because his standards are higher than anyone. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth of the matter. That's what will always be the truth. He's just speaking facts. We're behind so many clubs right now that it's a joke. And we expect us to be competing because we got some bald manager. We think he's Pep, and he's not Pep, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like, it's just... That's what I mean, man. We need to be getting best in class, man. You need to invest into the footballing side. You need to invest into technology, everything. And he's basically saying that United is literally on pause since he's come back. Now, I don't know whether they're changing that with Ten Hag. I don't know. I hope so. Because you got to think, he came just when Ed Woodward resigned. So a lot of it is still Ed Woodward rubbish. So it is just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it is just what it is. Like, now we've got Richard Arnold and John Murtaugh doing the footballing side. let's see what happens for the next 5-10 years and see if we are ahead and we are catching up. Because we got the money. It's just whether we actually invest it into the club. And I just don't think the club can or does that personally. So I think he spoke a lot of facts. Obviously, he did speak about going to Man City and how basically he was very close to go Man City. So basically Pep did want him and Man City did want him and he was going to go. But obviously he just, Sir Alex Ferguson just said, no, you can't go. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Do you think Glazers will sell the club? I hope they do. I don't know when they will, but I hope they do. Aleo, hi. What's going on? A big up everyone for joining the stream, man. Smash the like button, guys, man. Get the view, get the likes up. We've got 300 people in the chat at the moment. Part 2 is tomorrow, man. No, that's not the end. That was just the first bit. Big up everyone that's joined the live stream, man. I appreciate you all. I'm risking my channel's life here. Could be getting copyrighted, but I don't know.
The progress was zero. For example, we have an interesting point that how the club as Manchester United, after suck
Audio's coming, don't worry.
Ole, they bring sport directive Ralph Ragnick, which is something that nobody understands. This guy is not even a coach. A bigger club like Manchester United bring sport directive. Surprise not only me, but all the world, you know.
Well, it was a ridiculous decision, wasn't it?
Of course, in my opinion, you have to be honest. If you're not even a coach, how are you gonna be the boss of Manchester United? It's something that I should see that Manchester is not followed not the right way to reach successful like other teams, like for example Liverpool or Manchester City, Chelsea. They are one step behind or two because of this kind of mistakes. In my opinion, they should improve and change probably the staff or the people, the directives or presidents. I don't know who is the problem there, but
did it show a lack of ambition to you when they replaced Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who a lot of fans liked, but he obviously wasn't delivering the big titles that United wanted and were used to. But to appoint someone like Ralph Rangnick, I mean, I'd never heard of him. And I'm thinking if had you heard of him?
No, of course not.
You'd never heard of this guy?
Nobody. And the people who I speak, nobody knew it. Who is him?
Suddenly did you call him the boss?
Of course. I respect. We have to call because he assumed the job. Regardless, all the coaches that I had in my career, I call them boss because if they assume the job, we have to call in that way. But in the end, deep inside me, I never saw him as a boss because I saw some points that I never agreed, and he stopped in a time as well. Because if you're not being a coach, the next 5 years, you're gonna lose the identity to be a coach. So surprised me a lot. But in the same way, don't surprise me a lot because if you see the structures, they keep it the same. So the coaches didn't surprise me, but was a tough moment.
What was extraordinary was very quickly after Rangnick took over, it started briefing journalists that you weren't pressing enough and that maybe it would be a good idea if you moved on from the club. And I'm like, who is this guy? And why is he saying this to the man who's scoring the goals?
To be honest, Piers, it's something that I don't understand. It's the new coaches that coming around, they think they find the last Coca-Cola in the desert, which is I don't understand. The football there invents many years. So, but I respect any coach have a different approach, different opinions, different mentality, but kind of some points that you not agree. So I'm always like that in my life. I'm always been beside the best coaches in the world, Zidane, Ancelotti, Mourinho, Fernando Santos, Allegri. So I had kind of some experience because I learn from them. And when you see some coaches that they're coming, that they want to revolution the football, I not agree. I have my opinion. They agree or they don't. They disagree, but it's part of the business because in the end of the day, I'm in a club to win, and with my experience, I want to help, like always. And some coaches that don't accept, and you know, it's part of the job.
Did he know what he was doing, Rangnick, or not? At a club like United?
No, they don't. They knew it, the club very well, but they don't know the dimension of the club inside, the history of the club, which is for me surprised me even more, which is when the soccer, Ole Solskjaer, you should bring a top manager, not sport director.
Did you think it was right to get rid of Solskjaer, or would you have kept him on?
Well, it's not. Well, I love Solskjaer. I think he was a top person because what I keep inside my heart, it's the heart of the persons. And Ole for me is a top person.
Ole
Coach,
fan.
of course.
Top guy.
He wasn't.
Top G.
He didn't look for what he wants. It's hard to assume after Sir Alex Ferguson, but I think he did a good job. For sure, he need more time. But I'm never doubt that he's gonna be a good coach in the future. But it was a good experience. I was so
Ole was doing
pleased
bits, man,
to
with
work
his
with him,
few
even
players.
a short period.
Crap players.
What about the younger players, and specifically their mentality? Because it seemed to me, just from what I was reading, when you were originally at Manchester United as a young 18-year-old, that you had huge respect for the older players, the Keanes and these guys in the dressing room.
You would have got murked.
And you would soak
But that's
up
a different Man United
their
now,
experience,
man.
their
These
wisdom
players
and so
are
on.
dead, and the
Did
generation
you
of
get
people are
that
dead.
same respect, do you think, from the younger players?
I don't mean that they don't respect the experienced players or the oldest players. I don't think that word is the best one. But they live in a different era. I can see my kid; they have 12 years old. The mentality, they are not the same. They are not suffer that.
What's the difference?
The anger. I think the anger. I think that they have the things more easily. Everything it's easily. They don't suffer, and I think they don't care. I don't mean only a few in Manchester United, but all the teams, all leagues in the world. The youngers they are not the same of my generation, but we cannot blame them because it's part of the life, you know, the new generation and the new technologies that avoid, they distract them for another thing. So, but they are not the same. They listen, but this is why we have 2 years. You listen from one side and they go away for another side. So, don't surprise me. But in the same way, it's a little bit shame because if they have the best examples in front of your eyes, and if they don't at least copy what you did for me, it's kind of weird because I remember when I was 18, 19, 20s, I'm always look to see the best players, Van Nistelrooy, Ferdinand, Roy Keane, and Giggs. This is why I have the successful that I have and longevity, because I take care of my body, my mentality, my head, because I see these guys and I learn from them.
When you try and give advice to these younger players,
They don't want to know, bro.
what do you say to them?
These young players don't want to know.
Try
That's why
and
United ain't
guide
won
them to be
shit in
like?
years.
I think the best advice, I'm not the kind of guys to like to give advices. I prefer to be as example.
Yes.
Because I'm an example. I'm there every morning. I do it the same stuff. I'm probably the first ones to arrive and the last ones to go out. I think the details speak for itself. So, because as I told you before, they listen one thing and in 2 minutes they already forgot and do it whatever they think it's better. This is why I say I like to lead by example. And some ones they follow me, not much, but
See, I just find that
I
incredible.
find that crazy, bro.
If I was a
Ronaldo,
young
I'd
footballer
literally be following
and I
him
had
home.
Cristiano Ronaldo at my club, that I wouldn't want to spend every second watching him, listening to him, observing the way you go about your business. And yet, from what you're saying, clearly they're not interested.
They don't care. Some ones, yes, but most of them, no. But for me, it's not surprise me. Don't surprise me because they're not going to have longevity careers, in my opinion. It's impossible. It's impossible to see, for example, my generation, you see many players, they reach 36, 37, 38 in a high level. I think this generation, you're going to count by your hands how many going to reach in that level, because this years of preparation, it helps a lot.
Who are the players in the world that you most admire for their mental strength, their attitude?
It's difficult question because I'm always can say what I see from my eyes. For example, if you tell me what I see, for example, in Manchester United, I can mention probably DOWLOAD, Diogo DOWLOAD. His example is young, but he's very, very professional. And I'm not doubt that he's gonna have longevity in the football because he's young, he's smart, intelligent, and he's very professional. You have a few ones more, but like him, it's difficult to see. Probably Martinez, Casemiro's 30s, but I will say DOWLOAD.
Man said Dallo and that's it.
Coming next, Ronaldo opens up on the...
My man said Dallo and that's it, bruv. You see what I'm saying, bruv? Man said Dallo. You see, and you could say he's probably Portuguese. He said Dallo and that's it. Look at the young players. Look, there's no Rashford. There's no Martial, no Sancho, no Alanga. Bruv, nuts. That tells you that he don't rate none of those players that United fans, quote unquote, rate. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Like, man just said Dallo. Oh, man. Wow, what do you guys feel about that, man? But it's just basically I mean, it wasn't going to mention Maguire. Maguire's no young buck, innit? But he already knows, innit? These men ain't serious about their games, bruv. They're not serious. And they haven't been serious for so long. That's why we've been so crap. Good players are going to be good players, and you can just name them off, bruv. There's no debate whether you're good or you're shit. The problem is these players, for some reason, the fan base literally just loves these mediocre ballers for whatever reason, and I don't understand why. But when it comes to winners like Jose or Zlatan or Ronaldo or someone that actually questions the standards at this club, they look at as the villain. They look like, oh, you're finished. Oh, yeah, but you're not good anyway. It's you're the problem, not everyone else. But the reality is, time has spoken. Last 10 years, Rashford's, Martial's, Sancho's, they're not good enough to bring United back to the top. You need to get rid of these players, bruv. You need to get rid of them one by one. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not good enough, innit? And exactly, as LAC said, he's the prime example of longevity. He speaks the truth. Exactly, man. We near enough got 1,000 viewers, man. So big up everyone. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. You already know what it is. It's your boy Zogs. Obviously, Dallo, I think he rates. Obviously, he's Portuguese, so he's obviously going to just rate him as well. But you can see Dallo's improved a lot this season. He's got like an old head on young shoulders, man. So it's good. It's good because Dallo's taking this shit serious, and that's how it should be, man. But I don't see that in Sancho. I don't see that. Garnacho's too young. Garnacho's 18, man. You know what I mean? Like, and obviously Garnacho's had an attitude problem, and even Ten Hag and Bruno's talk about it, so he wasn't gonna mention it. But you know, there's ones that listen and there's ones that don't. And like I said, man, if you actually look at Ronaldo and just look at him as an example, like if I was a player at United, how are you not going home and just studying this guy? Like literally, oh, he does that, oh, he does this, he does that. Oh, okay, then he goes he has a cold shower, then he does that. How are you not like being like, oh, I want to be like him? But it just tells you that the players, they're not really asked. That, like I said, they don't have the hunger the way they used to be. Like, they don't have that drive. Do you know what I'm saying? And you can always see that. And obviously, because they get money too young, there's no urge to prove themselves. They already made it when they even get to this level. So why am I going to go and kill myself? Do you know what I mean? So I understand it. I really do. But yeah, man, I think that's just interesting.
Rangnick's come in. It's your second manager. It's not working. The results aren't great. You're still scoring goals regularly for Manchester United. You're about the only one who is. But then you get hit by an awful episode in your life, probably the worst time of your life, where your partner, Georgina, she's pregnant with twins and is actually giving birth to these 2 babies, and your baby son doesn't survive. And I don't think I can imagine. I have 4 kids, you have a lot of children. You know, you can't imagine a worse thing to happen than to go a full term of a pregnancy, particularly for the poor mother in that case, but also for you. What was that like for you, that time in your life?
It's probably the worst moment that I passed through my life since my father died. You know, when you have a kid, that you expect that everything will be normal, and you have that problem. It's hard, you know, as human being that I am. Me and Georgina, we had quite difficult moments because we don't understand why happened to us. Was difficult, to be honest. Was very, very difficult to understand what's going on in that period of our life. As you know, the football carry on. They are so fast, many competitions. The football don't stop. We have many competitions. And pass through in that moment was probably the most difficult moment that I had in my life. Me and my family, especially Gio, that was tough.
She said she was giving an interview about the new series of her TV show. And she said in an interview, a big piece of my heart shattered. And I asked myself how I could carry on. I had the answer nearer than I thought. I looked into the eyes of my children, and there I saw the only way of doing it being all together.
Yeah, I saw too. Yeah, this is why what we did. I grew up my family, especially Gio, and we had the difficult moments, but we said, listen, we have more kids. We have one that born, Bella, that we have to be happy to.
Thanks for the sub,
It's such a difficult situation again, where you're mourning the terrible loss of your little baby boy, but also celebrating the birth of your beautiful daughter.
I try to explain sometimes to my family and even my close friends. They say, I never felt to be happy and sad in the same moment.
Yes.
I never felt. It is hard to explain.
So difficult.
So difficult. It's, you don't know if you cry or you don't know if you smile.
Yes.
Because it's something that you don't know how to react. You don't know what to do, to be honest. And of course, I remember very well that I looked like, I don't know the word that to define what I felt in that moment, but it's crazy feelings, crazy emotional. But as I told you before, I have to hold that we had at least Bella,
yes,
which is the most important. One die and one survive, but it's difficult to explain.
How did you explain it all to your other children? They must have been so confused about it.
In the beginning, Gio arriving home and the kids start to say, where's another baby, where's another baby? Of course, Cristiano, I had conversation with him in the day, because he's 12 years old, he knows, he understands everything. And I had a nice conversation with him. We cried together in his bedroom, and he explained, and it's kind of, he didn't understand. He understand, but in the same way, he was a little bit confused. The other ones in the beginning, in the table, the kids start to say, Mom, where is the other baby, blah, blah, blah. And Gio, in the beginning, they start to say, because, you know, she had a little bit belly, because they had two, it's hard process. And after 1 week, I say, you know, let's be frontal, let's be honest with the kids. Let's say that Angel, which is the name, they go to the heaven. It's better to say in that way.
Yeah.
And we start to use in that way. And the kids always understand when we had shots in the table, and they say, Daddy, I did this for Angel, and they point out for the sky, which is I say, and I like it the most, because you know it's part of the lives, and I'm not gonna lie to my kids to say the truth, which was a difficult process. But in the same way, I become more father, more friendly of them. They become more close to his daddy, especially me with Georgine as well.
Yeah, I was going to
saw-
ask you that because these things they can make or break relationships.
Big up,
Because
Vinny,
the
man.
grief
Thanks for
can be so
subscribing, man.
intense.
Thanks for
It can
subscribing.
drive couples apart or it can bring them closer.
In my case, it was better in that way. I become more friendly of Gio. I was of course friend, but I see more lovely for her and for my kids, and I start to see the life with a different perspective. You understand, which is coming the point of, if you're gonna ask me for sure, the pre-season moments.
Yes.
For example, why I didn't go to the
Yes,
pre-season.
I'm going to come to that. Yeah.
But it was just to finish in that chapter was the most difficult
I
moment.
can't turn the subs off,
The
man.
last
I'm sorry.
since my dad died, it was this moment that I passed through the last 6 months.
Do you feel your son is with you in spirit? Do you feel
For
that?
sure, for sure. His ashes is with me, like my daddy. They are here in
Really?
my house. Yes, yes. It's something that I want to hold for the rest of my life. I'm not throw to the ocean or to the sea. I keep with me. They are next to my daddy. I don't know if you check. I have a small church down, and I
Oh, you
have,
do?
Yes, I do.
Like a little chapel.
Yes,
Huh.
chapel, and I keep my daddy and my son.
Do you talk to them?
Yes, I do. I talk with them every time, and that they are in my side. They are, they help me to be a better man, to be a better person, to be a better father, and it's something that I'm really, really proud that the message that they send me, especially my son.
Amazing. You had an extraordinary reaction from football fans, obviously from Manchester United, but I think you must have been just so surprised by the outpouring of not just support, but Liverpool fans sang on the 7th minute of their next game, "You'll never walk alone." The cop, the great infamous enemy of Manchester United. What did you feel when you heard that?
I never ever expect that. Never. I had the opportunity now to say
Thanks for the
all English community,
subscription,
thank you a lot
man.
for that kind of that they had with me, not only Liverpool, but all England. I felt
I was at Arsenal when we played, and on the 7th minute, the whole crowd
I
were
received
applauding you.
a letter from
Big up yourself, Raheem.
the Queen family as well.
Really?
Yes, I do. Which is his
From the Queen
I can't
herself?
turn it
or-
off,
Yeah,
man. What do you want me
family.
to do?
Yeah.
and surprised me a lot.
Offering their condolences.
Yes,
Wow.
unbelievable. This is why I say I respect a lot the English community, English people, because they've been very kind with me, and in that difficult moment on my life was spectacular. The way they treat me and my family in that difficult moments. I should say straight to the crowd and thank you to the all English community that helped me in that moment.
When the Queen sadly died in September, you posted a very
I'm
nice
getting sick of
tribute to
these
her.
sounds.
Was part of the reason because of what they had
Of course,
been like with you?
of course, they've been so kind of with me, and this is why I did what I did. But it was unbelievable moment. I'm never ever gonna forget that moment.
You have a little girl, Bella. She's 6 months old now. Must be a great joy amid all that terrible sadness.
Unbelievable. It was another member in the family. They are the shine of the house, and we are so proud. Me, Georgina, and all my kids. They are very, very proud for them. They are spectacular. A beautiful girl, and we are so happy. We are so happy. We are happy fathers.
You're going to have more?
I'm not thinking now to thinking more kids. I think we done, but we never know. The future only God knows. But right now we want to have a break to enjoy this one
Definitely
because they
leaving
are
it in.
little, Bella 6 and the rest they are 5 and Cristiano 12. We want to enjoy a little bit of these ones. Let's see the future.
It's very difficult to play top level football at the best of times. It's a hard business in full public glare of millions of people watching. To have to go back and play after this must have been incredibly hard for you,
he scored
even with
against
your
Arsenal as well.
mental strength.
What a G, fam.
How did you find that?
Difficult, very difficult to play after that. But as I always have good support from my family, and Georgina told me, go to play, go enjoy, to do what you like to do. We're gonna help for you to forget a little bit the situation. It was difficult, but in the same point, I think helps for you to, to don't thinking much about that. Even to training was good, but as you know, the football going so fast, and trainings, games, even the national team, the things going so fast, you don't even have a time to settle and say what's going on, because the things going so fast. But was good help. Georgina helped me a lot to give me that possibility to say.
She's a very strong woman.
Yes, she did.
Georgina.
Yes.
I mean, really strong.
Yes.
To just to be your partner is probably not an easy time a lot of the time, with all the attention all the time. But to go through what she's gone through and still get up and be there.
We help each other. But she struggled when she was young, which is she look at life with a different eyes. Even she's young, but she suffer. She born in Argentina. She have his issues with his family as well. She live alone. She have interesting life and histories as well. And she helped me a lot. She's very mature for his age. We help each other. Sometimes when I'm a little bit down, she push me up, and I do it to the other side. So we are a nice couple. We help each other. So I'm really pleased that she's on my side.
Any movement on the wedding bells, Cristiano?
I'm not thinking now about that, but I can see in the future. I think she deserves, but it's something that not coming now in my plans, but in the future, yes, I want.
Coming next, Wayne Rooney, Gary.
I said Wayne Rooney, Okay, so that was like an interesting little part. So obviously it was a bit more depressing, obviously. Obviously his child passed away, which is, I can't imagine what that's to feel like, man. I mean, you have two children, one of them doesn't make it. It's just, you're supposed to kind of be happy and celebrate birth, but at the same time, the death overshadows that, right? And it was a dark time, man. And I couldn't believe that he literally played the next game against Arsenal and scored. And I was just like, this guy is not normal, man. And most people would have just been like, bro, I don't want to think about football right now. And maybe that helped him in a good way, but big up everyone, man. Even I've got 1,000 viewers on the chat, so big up everyone. If you haven't subscribe already. Definitely bringing more content to the channel. So yeah, man. But yeah, I think obviously it's just an interesting interview, innit? Like, we're gonna just see a case of what really goes through the mind of Ronaldo, man. Like, obviously you guys know, or you guys should know, obviously I love Ronaldo, innit? You know that I can't cuss him. I know he's done wrong this season, and I'm not gonna just say like he's immune from criticism, but at the same time, I'm like, Ronaldo is one of the greatest players, in my opinion, the greatest player, but he's up there in the conversation. So it's like, when he's talking about how bad the things are at the club, you have to listen. When he's talking about certain stuff, whether he's playing this season or last season, people saying, oh, he's only done this interview because he's not playing well, or he's not playing. But that could be true, but he was also talking about the facilities last season when he was scoring goals. At the end of the day, this guy's a winner. He didn't come to Man United to finish 6th, bro. Like, no, he shouldn't accept that. You don't get to where Ronaldo is in his life if you just accept being 5th or 6th best. It doesn't work like that. This guy's used to being number 1. So, Victor says, you've always been one of the United fans I like the most. Keep up the good work. Big up yourself, Victor, man. Where do you think the convo will go overall in your prediction? I don't know. I think he's just going to talk about everything that's happened the past 2 years. I think Ronaldo's had a lot of criticism. We got blamed for a lot of stuff that's been going wrong at United. Like last year he was the problem, and without him we was playing great football, and with him we're playing crap football. But he did score 24 goals last season. He did win us a lot of the matches. I think he won the most points out of anyone last season. Won the most man of the matches, player of the months as well. So last season was good. This season he's been dead food. I ain't gonna lie. This season he's been dead food. Hey, where's the mods, man? Get 69 mega out of the chat, man. That's a spam right there. I'm gonna block them, bruv. Mods, do your jobs. No spamming. But yeah, I don't blame him for just looking at how crap United's been for the past 10 years, man. It's not like we've been great. If we've been great, then cool. And he's just coming in, he's ruined it. But we've been rubbish, bruv. Right,
4 days after this terrible time in your life, United get a new manager, Eric Ten Hag. Did you know much about him?
A little bit through Ajax, the job that he did for Ajax.
You end the season with 24 goals for Manchester United, including 18 in the Premier League, 6 in the Champions League. You were second in the Golden Boot for the English football. I mean, by any normal yardstick, that's an incredible performance. And yet you were still getting criticised. It was almost like, well, it's got to be your fault, even though you scored all the goals. Were you as bemused as I was that you were becoming the focal point for the criticism?
I think it's easy to point out when you want to cover other things, to point out Cristiano Ronaldo. It's easy. Everyone know that press, they wanna put me in the first page because they know they will sell more, the dressing will be different. And I'm used to live like that because, I was 37, I know and I learn many things.
Well, the Louis, big up.
When you are in the down of the wave, when you are in the top of the wave, you don't realize and you don't see things that you don't see before, which is I appreciate to have bad moments to see which people is in your side, who criticize you more, because they're looking for that. They don't like to see successful people. The people only try to bring negativism. And I felt the last 4 or 5 months that not only for me, but even for my family as well, for Georgina, especially around the world, the press criticize me even more. Sometimes I don't understand why. Even Portuguese press, that they criticize me a lot. I don't understand, but I still believe that the jealousy is part of that. They want to cover many things that helps to shine other things. But listen, Piers, I know I'm 21 years in the top of the game, so I know how it takes. So for me, it's not a problem. It's hard when you are a little bit down to listen to this criticism.
Do you read it all? Do you read newspapers? Do you read social media?
A good thing that I have, I don't like to read because I know 90% of the times they lie. They are garbage. The press, they are garbage. Not all of them, but most of them. They don't say the truth. And they lie. They constant lie and they constant attack me and my family. They're always negativism against my family. Why I'm gonna read? Because I know they try to make me feel bad, me and my family, which is something hard to deal. But in the end of the day, I understand. But it's really, really hard.
The problem you have is you're too famous. You are the most followed human being on Instagram. That you have, I just checked, 495 million followers. I have just under 2 million on Instagram. 8 million on Twitter, so I'm catching you on Twitter slowly. But you're nearly at half a billion followers on Instagram. I mean, that's insane. You're bigger than all the Kardashians put together.
It's good. It's good. I feel proud for that. It means a lot for me because it means that people like me too. I'm charismatic. I think why I'm the number one. Sometimes I ask that question to myself. Why me and not another one?
Why do you think it is?
To be honest, not just only because I play good football, because everyone knows, but I think the rest is relevant. You have to be charismatic. People have to feel some connection with you. I think to be good looking helps too.
I have the same problem. Yeah, I feel the same way.
To be honest, Piers, I don't know the real reason, but I think I'm charismatic and I'm appetitive fruit. I don't know if we
Big up
what?
Hong Kong.
a fruit that
yeah.
people want to
Big up
bite.
Mumbai.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say in English.
Any particular fruit or?
Let's
Nice
say
peach.
strawberry. But I don't know the reason.
I mean, what's
man,
incredible
200
to me
likes,
is
go get the like,
the
go get the
power
likes up,
you
boy.
have.
Appetite fruit.
Appetite fruit.
I don't know if it makes sense in English, but if it don't make sense, you learn.
I'll research appetite fruit, yeah. I mean, I have a pinned tweet, and it's you telling me I have good abdominals, which is a very good observation, by the way. And it's only 10 seconds long. It's had 43 million views, this clip. So thank you. Because
good.
43 million people have heard the guy who actually has got good abdominals tell me I've got good abdominals. But it showed me the sheer firepower you have in that world of social media. It's just extraordinary.
Is what I told you before. I have good things, which is you can sell your own product, let's say in that way, but you have to deal with many obstacles in your life too.
Do you care if people hate you? I mean, a lot of people love you, but obviously a lot of people don't. You're so big, you're going to get both. But do you care about the ones who
I care.
hate Cristiano Ronaldo?
I care the people who like me. I'm not waste time for the people who don't like me. I think it's waste of time. These people, they are not interesting on my life. I like to be around the people who love me. I don't waste my time to see the criticize
I
of
don't waste my time.
people who is next to me, ex-players, for example. I
Well, I
don't
mean,
care
one of
about
your
that.
biggest critics has been, and I'm surprised about this,
Me too,
Wayne Rooney,
for example.
who you played with for many years very successfully and were good friends with him. And yet all this year,
this
3 or
Rooney
4
thing is a
times,
bit
he's
mad
come out
still.
and
I
attacked
don't
you
know why
in
he's on him.
the media.
Piers, I don't understand. You should ask this question to him, but I don't know. I don't know why he criticized me so bad, or I don't believe that he's jealous of me.
He says your behaviour is unacceptable. United should sell you. You know, blah 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 blah. I mean, it's Wayne Rooney. It's not
Surprised
like
me. It was 1 year ago or 6 months ago here in my house. He pick up his kids here and invite Cristiano to go to his house to play football. I really don't understand people like that, or if they wanna be in the cover of the paper, of the news, or they want a new jobs or whatever.
Is it jealousy as well, perhaps, that you're still playing and still in the Man
Probably,
United red
probably
shirt?
because he finished his career with 30s. So I'm still playing high level. I'm not gonna say that I'm looking better than him, which is true, but but
That is inarguable. I mean, there's no contest.
it's hard to listen that kind of criticize and negative about people who play with you. For example, Gary Neville as well.
Yeah, I mean, Gary Neville, you blanked him the other day
was hilarious.
on the pitch, and he looked quite upset, actually, because he obviously likes being your friend, but he's been pretty critical of you as well. When you
People can have his own opinion, but they don't really know what's going on. For example, inside the training ground and Carrington area, or even my life, they should listen not only one point of view. They have to listen my point of view as well, because it's easy to criticize, but if you don't know the whole story, it's easy, you know. But it's Piers, as I say before, it's part.
Are they
of,
still friends of yours, or do you have a line where
They are not my friends. They are colleagues. We play together. They're not coming. We not have a dinner together, for example. But as I told you, Piers, before, it's part of my journey. They keep criticize me, negativism every time.
got
So
Asher's speed
I
in the
follow.
chat.
I continue my trip, and I have to catch up the people who like me.
some of your ex-colleagues have been incredibly supportive? Rio Ferdinand has always got your back. Roy Keane always has your back. Whatever happens, he's always supported you and has continued to do so. Does that mean a lot to you?
It means a lot because I was in the dressing room with them. They are part of my journey in football as well. As I mentioned many times, Roy Keane for me was my best captain ever. Rio Ferdinand helped me a lot. He was my neighbor, I was his neighbor. So very, very good guys. Not just because they speak good about me, but they was there in the dressing room. They are football players. They know how players thinking and the behaves etc. And to listen ex colleagues or teammates to criticize you and they only see one point of view.
Do you feel a bit betrayed when they do that? Because you played together.
It's easy to criticize. I don't know if they have a job in television that they must criticize to be more famous. I really don't understand.
Do you think they use your name a bit?
No, he hasn't talked about
I think
Messi
they
yet.
take advantage of that because they are not stupid. And I really understand, and I have to carry on with my life with criticize or when the people speak good about you. But it's hard when you see people who was in the dressing room with you criticizing that way.
Lucas, facts.
Must hurt
It's
you.
not good.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, but
A bit.
not hard. I'm not gonna be more slim. I'm not gonna sleep bad because of the criticize. But it's not good to listen that.
Disappointing.
A little bit, yes, disappointing.
Next on Uncensored, expect fireworks and the explosion.
Mad thing. That was an absolute mad thing. Well, you know, it was just criticising these ex-players. Oh, he's going to be talking about the Glazers, mate. The Glazers. Wow, we've got 1,400 viewers, bruv.
That he had respect for me.
Cristiano Ronaldo's 12 rules to life.
Why not? Imagine the rest of the rats, they're going to criticize me too.
I'm just trying to work out how Wayne Rooney could hate you even more.
They only speak about the black sheep, which
Mad
is me.
thing. But yeah,
Trying
man,
to
I
force you
think
out.
it's just a
Yes,
case
not only
of
the coach,
your live
but
stream part 2.
the
I mean,
other
if
two
this
or
doesn't
three
get
guys there
copyrighted,
around.
so
The
I
club.
definitely will.
Yes,
innit?
I feel
I'm
betrayed.
definitely
If you don't
risking the
have
channel
respect for
it,
me,
so
I'm
you
not
guys
gonna
have
have
to
respect
smash
for
the
you.
like button,
Do you think
man.
England
Come
have
on,
a
man.
chance?
have a chance
man.
beside
I'm
Portugal. in my
bootlegging this
opinion.
thing.
That's it. You retire, right?
Yeah, I retired. 100%.
Okay, so that's done. So part 2 is tomorrow.
You won't want to miss it, whatever you're up to.
Shut up, Piers. No one cares about what you're saying, fam. But yeah, man, that's the part 1 done. Jesus, why is this blue? That's part 1 done. I don't know what everyone's support is. Cheers, Zog subbed in and did the smashy thing. Come on, man. Big up yourself, Tom Michael. But yeah, I just do want to give a quick recap of my thoughts on that. I think they put most of the juicy kind of content out anyway. So I don't know what exactly was so groundbreaking. I'm assuming they're leaving it all to tomorrow, right? They're going to be talking about the Glazers. They're going to be talking about Messi. But yeah, I think they put out so many clips that most people saw what was going on. So it's just like, what's the point? What was the actual point? But I think it's interesting, man. Like I said, man, I don't think he's perfect. And you guys can call me a Ronaldo stan. And I don't really care. I side with winners. And he was the reason I support this club in the first place. So I ain't going to go against the man. But I'm just interested to see like what he means by when he doesn't respect Ten Hag. Is he saying it like, oh, Ten Hag doesn't respect me, that's why I don't respect him? Because that's a different conversation than saying I don't respect you. You know what I mean? Because if someone doesn't respect you, why are you gonna respect them, regardless of they're a manager or not? It doesn't matter. If they don't respect you, you ain't gonna respect them. So it is what it is, man. Piers is milking it for tomorrow. Come on, man. You're milking it the whole week, bruv. He smashed it, but it is what it is, man. Dave Lucas, very insightful, very nice to hear him speak about his life, his loss of his affected him, everything he has so far. Yeah, exactly, man. We forget like this guy's a human, innit? As long as I know he plays like an alien, but he's a human, and at the end of the day, he did basically just tell you the truth of how he felt, and a lot of people have been criticizing, a lot of people have been going in on him, and you need to let him talk. You know what I'm saying? And I do think he's gonna go. I don't think there's any chance in him coming back. I honestly just don't see it. I think Ten Hag's gonna get rid of him. He has to, bro. You can't have a player saying that he don't respect you and then you're keeping him around. You can't have a player that doesn't respect you, because then the other players ain't gonna respect you for keeping him around, because it's gonna show a lot of leadership. Big up, Jamie. Thanks for joining the live stream. I hope there is nothing issue with this video, because I definitely want to do a part 2. Part 2 would be good as well. I definitely think it's gonna be more juicy. But smash the like button, guys. Follow my socials in the comments below. My Twitter, my TikTok. If you guys are happy with the content, appreciate everyone for joining. I know you guys are enjoying me joining for Ronaldo, but you know what I'm saying, we're all here for Ronaldo, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think it will be good. I think it will be good. So yeah, man, coming up to the hour mark. It's gonna be 8 p.m. tomorrow. See you guys later. Peace, love. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why Messi's the GOAT. You're on the wrong channel, fam. Ronaldo's the GOAT. Always will be the GOAT. All right, man. Love. Peace.